to the Wanderers Guild. We are live. We have not played for about a month because I was moving across the country. Adam is cracking himself up already. This is going to be a good session. And, yeah. When last we left our heroes, we are deep in the halls of the Honey Lich, and shit is just about to go down. I don't even know what he's going off about. He's laughing because he's about to die. Obviously.
Yeah.
Do you want to share with the class, Ralgar?
Nope.
All right. I have dots of light in front of my face because I'm in a brand new house with no curtains, and so this will go away when the sun goes down in a couple of minutes.
I'll tell you this, though. Subscribe to our Patreon, and we'll let you in on the stream 10 minutes early so you too can experience this level
No
of
one
That is a
deserves
very dangerous thing to offer people.
That is a dangerous thing to do.
No one deserves that. All right. So, let's get back in it. The hall is dark, dry, and dusty. Each tap, scrape, and breath echoes off the smooth stone walls. Mummified birds hanging from twine dangle on the ceiling above you, swiveling slowly to follow your movements, their beady, lifeless eyes staring at you. The sarcophagus stands tall in the center of the chamber, nearly 7 feet, with a gilded lid and ancient wax coating over the seams. Ralgar has been scraping away, prying away the wax seal with his claws while holding a torch, your only light source, in the other hand. When suddenly, the coffin begins to rumble and flies open. The lid and the base flying in 2 different directions, scattering across the room with a loud thunk, thunk, thunk. A skeleton of fine bone structure emerges, gilded and dripping with viscous honey. There's a deep amber glow from within his eye sockets, and clumps of candied pale flesh cling to his ribs, pelvis, and thighs, glistening. A voice from within, deep and powerful, says, "Submit or perish." A disconcerting rattling sound from overhead alerts you. The mummified birds are beginning to twitch. Yes.
Point of order. In the last session, we crossed a rune threshold, and those mummified birds all exploded into shards.
Yeah.
My bad. We already did that. Back up.
He's trying to make us do a skill check again.
Oh,
A
jeez.
disconcerting rattling sound from overhead alerts you. It's a mere memory of the mummified birds that once twitched above you.
The jazz band has kicked in.
I thought those birds were back. I hate bone birds.
That's right. They already triggered the swarm thing. This is what we get for stopping for a month and then restarting. All right. Without further ado, let me kick off some audio. Aimee, where's our audio come from?
I'm so glad you asked. Our audio tonight is coming from the amazing Sirenscape. Truly a one-stop shop for all of your TTRPG needs. Or just, if you're into that sort of music. They got all kinds of stuff. Check them out.
Ooh.
He's
That is
making a
loud
face.
on my
Sirenscape.
It's a little loud on my end. I'm adjusting. I never quite know because on my recordings it doesn't come across full volume. We will get this figured out someday. All right.
And it is our fault, not Sirenscape's, because Sirenscape is amazing.
Mm-hmm. And I did find a good sound effect for the coffin opening. It's called the "Oh no" sound. Are you ready for the "Oh no" sound?
Yeah.
It's so fitting.
No.
It's so fitting.
All right. So, without further ado, we go to an initiative draw. The Honey Lich gets 2 draws on the initiative due to his supernatural reaction speed. And we're going to go. So, I'm going to go... I'm going to call these out in the order that you are shown on the overlay top to bottom, and then I will draw the 2 for the bad guy. Here we go. Vergello, you are on 7. Late in the
Not
initiative.
bad.
Grunrock, you're on 2. You go early. Velas, you're on 5. You're in the middle. Ralgar, you're on 6, right after Velas. And the bad guy has initiative 8, which is at the end, and Ace, which means he goes first.
Good. Good. He gets to double up. Nice.
Yeah. So
Can I request that the bad guy change initiatives with any of us? I'm doing it at the start of the combat.
seems unlikely. All right. So we have.
Anyone else hear that honey dripping on the ground in the background there?
So what this means?
It sounds delicious.
What this means is the bad guy's gonna go first and last, and he's gonna go twice in a row at the end of the round when it loops around in the next round. What it also means is all 4 of you are adjacent in the initiative, so you kind of get to pick your own order. However, I'm gonna rule that because Ralgar is the only one at arm's reach to the bad guy, and he's a bit separated from the rest of the party, the 3 of you can interchange initiatives right now in whatever order you want, but Ralgar is remaining locked at 6.
Fantastic.
I think keeping Grunrock first and me coming in is for the best. DM, is the Honey Lich facing Ralgar, like, looking in this direction? Are we all seen and known to him? Do we have any idea?
You have no idea. He emerged and he looked at Ralgar first and said, "Submit or perish," and that is it.
What class of creature is this? Is this a humanoid? Is this a monster? Do we not know that?
It appears to be an undead monster. Former humanoid, resurrected, now dripping with honey and supernaturally animated. Alright, so we're gonna... Does anybody want to swap with each other, or we just go in the order that you are listed?
I
I guess we're going in the order.
Listed.
Alright.
Yeah.
Very well. Now he's going to spin quickly around. His amber gaze, like a lantern, shines across the room, scanning across all of you, and like he's sizing up the situation for a moment. And he's gonna do a random mean thing, as monsters do in this game. He has a table, and we roll on the table to see what action he's gonna do. And
He pulls out a table.
He pulls out a table.
He flips the table over!
And
What
I
is
think,
he doing?
I think it's only appropriate that since Ralgar opened the coffin, he should roll the first d6 to determine what the bad guy does. And then I can
really
feel
fair.
less bad when the answer is he murders somebody. A 1.
Instantly kill the next character it sees. Do not pass go.
Hold up a mirror! Hold up a mirror!
All right.
Cast fireball on Hank's position.
This seems fitting for an opener. He is performing the roar of thwarted ambition. He is going to let out a supernatural shriek that will echo through the chamber, cause cracks to form in the stonework, and this is a fear attack with 8 base dice against everyone within near range, which means everybody in the room. This sound is going to echo to your very soul.
Hold up. 8 base dice?
Yep. That's 1 or 2 successes on average.
We probably should have leveled up a bit more before we came
There's
in
no
here.
leveling up. You're just terrible forever. Welcome to the Forbidden Lands. All right, so
If you don't get good at the Forbidden Lands, you just do a little better each time.
all right.
You just survive longer.
Fear attack. I need to. I think he rolls. If anybody has any talents or class abilities that help against fear attacks, that will apply here. Let me check here. Fear. There we go. A fear attack is rolled with a number of base dice. Each success causes 1 point of damage to wits to anyone affected. All fear attacks have a near range unless stated otherwise. Some fear attacks target a single victim. Others affect everyone within range. Yeah, this is...
we might all drop.
If he rolls high,
instantly.
the whole party might just have no choice but to bail. Here we go.
And we don't get a
I like
save
that you
option?
can Bail,
No.
what you mean is die.
There's no resisting this. Everybody's losing wits equal to the number of successes he gets on this. He gets 0 successes.
None. Oh, thank goodness. Nobody roll a 1 again. I don't know what the other attacks are, but...
I've heard worse roars out of dogs!
Oh, his attention is on you now, buddy. All right. Now we go to initiative 2, which is our dear friend, whoever was...
Grinrock.
Grenrock. Yeah, Grenrock.
I would like to move up and attack the honey zombie.
Okay.
Honey Lich.
I know what I said. Yeah, the honey lich.
I'll create just a round... I didn't create a token for this, so I'll create just a round circle for him. There we go.
He looks menacing.
Yep, you can move from near range to arm's reach. You taking a swing?
I surely am.
All right, Grenrock takes a swing at the mellified man. God, I'm like the surface of the sun. The beacons of Gondor coming out of my screen here.
2 successes, it looks like.
All right, so that is a success plus 1 additional damage. He has 4 points of armor. He gets no successes, so you do base damage plus 1. How much is that?
2?
Damage is 2, so plus 1 is 3, right?
All right. You swing in and do 3 points of damage to the honey lich. He appears...
Do you slice any of his flesh off with that attack?
The scimitar sinks in, crackling bones and flesh, and you quickly see that as it cleaves in, he yanks it back out, and it leaves like a cleft across the bones and flesh, and the honey starts dripping towards the wounds and slowly filling the cracks, as if to already begin mending. You are going to leave him somewhere between barely injured and injured. It was a moderate wound to him. He is angry more than anything else. And then we are on to initiative 5, which is Velas.
I'm going to also move up to it. Will you remind me, is movement a fast action, a slow action, or is it its own thing?
It is a fast action.
Okay, then I'm going to swing with a phantom dagger. It's already been out, it's been looking around, and I'm just gonna be running as close to the ground as I can,
Okay.
and try and with the dagger cut up in the opposite direction that Grunrock had cut down.
Okay. Oh, here's Grunrock's hit sound. Oh, no, that was no good. This one.
Squishy.
That actually did sound like you're hitting honey.
All right.
Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. When I click the dice for my phantom dagger, it's not loading any dice to roll.
No problem. Actually,
There it goes.
I realized I left my notebook sitting in the other room. I might have to dodge out in a second, grab it. All right, that is a hit plus 1 extra damage. Here's his armor. He reduces the damage by 1. So total up the damage. It's base damage plus 1, and then minus 1 for his armor.
So it was 2 plus 1, which is 3.
And then
So back
minus
down to
1.
2 points.
Okay. He's badly wounded. He's now furious and frantic. And that will put us to the 6th in the initiative, which is Ralgar.
Ralgar. Okay, question. So he is not a monster. He is an undead humanoid. I'm asking because one of my spells says this spell has no effect on monsters.
He's a monster.
Oh, well, then...
Humanoids
what's a
are all
necromancer
five.
to do?
All 5 of you are humanoids. This guy is not. He is a monster.
I should have rolled one more dice then. Do we want to just, like, not roll it and save it for the next time? I thought when you said undead,
You can
he
roll
was
an
not a
additional
monster.
die. Just roll a d6. You get an extra die against monsters. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do it. Roll it.
No. All right.
Didn't mean anything, sorry.
So Raldar.
Okay, so none of my necromancy will help. Great. Unless he is food. Is he covered in food? I think he might be covered in food.
He's covered in honey.
He's covered in candied flesh.
That's arguably food.
It's edible in some circles.
I mean, quite literally, we have a quest to eat his flesh to become immortal. So
You can't order it at Baskin Robbins, but
you also can't order a Big Mac at Baskin Robbins. What's your point?
I have no
Okay,
point.
then I am going to go in for a bite. Because I'm a wolf. And my teeth are fangs, so they are sharp.
Okay, so you're making
But
an
I
unarmed
believe,
attack.
I believe bites are just a melee roll.
Yeah, it'll be an unarmed attack. Let me check the rules for that. Unarmed. One sec. There we go. There's punch, kick, grapple. I'll let you do a bite. I don't. If there's no special bite rules attached to the wolfkin entry, then we'll just treat this as a regular melee attack, unarmed punch kick. But with the added benefit that if you succeed, you'll come out with a bit of his flesh in your mouth. That good with you?
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. If the enemy suffers a critical injury, roll on the table for blunt force
Here we go.
wounds. Unless you have fangs, in that case, use the table for slash wounds. All right, so this is only if I do critical damage.
All right.
Does that matter?
It says.
But, yeah,
It actually, the table says punch/kick, but then when you go to the entry with the description, it says punch, kick, bite.
Yep, that's what I'm looking at too.
It's inconsistent, but yes. All right. So
All right,
does not
I'm gonna try to just bite a hunk of him and chew it off and eat it.
It
'Cause I'm a
says
wolf.
does not
Damn it.
require a weapon. Roll for melee. If you hit, your opponent takes 1 damage. Yeah, make a melee roll.
Melee roll. Nope. Can you
No.
push those kind of things?
You can.
All right, I'll push it.
All right.
And I'm a little worried that we're all about to die here. And if I die, I cannot fulfill my mission. So can I add pride to this push?
I think you push first, and if it fails again, then you roll your pride.
Pride always happens after the roll, so you can roll either way. But let me think about the pride.
Either way, I've got to do a push roll here. So I'll do my push roll. Here we go. Ain't nothing happening for Ralgar today. I try to bite him. I'm snapping with my jaws, and I just can't find his arm or his leg. He just keeps moving too fast. Slow down, you ancient skeleton! I pick my teeth with your bones.
I think this won't apply to your pride. I'm gonna say no on the pride, but we can talk about why after. I think it needs to specifically tie to the last word in your pride,
Fair enough.
or to your quest or story. Otherwise, it'll apply anytime you're in mortal danger, regardless of the context.
Which is all the time with us.
Although,
Why I wrote it that way.
I'm actually split. Because arguably this did have a tie-in to your story.
Roll a d4. Evens, he gets to do it. Odds, you let him do it.
You can do it. I'll let you do it.
Okay.
No, it worked!
It's borderline, but I'll let you do it.
Okay. So
You just
what's
roll
a
the
pride
pride
roll?
die. It uses a D12.
I think you just click pride.
And it has the opportunity for multiple successes on it and all that. But if you fail it, you lose your pride. That's a double success.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna roll.
He still has armor.
Will prevent me from bringing back my pack.
All right. He is now very badly injured. And you rip a chunk of flesh out of him. It tastes like candy in your mouth. Do you swallow it or spit it out?
Oh, I swallow it. I say, you are delicious. And I swallow it.
Candy man.
And then I lick my lips at him.
All right. All right. Vergello?
Jeez, everyone sure did hit him, so I sure hope I do.
Bring out the chair!
Hit him with the chair.
I'm left a piece for you.
I'm gonna shoot at him twice. I'm gonna pull one arrow, knock it,
Okay.
let it fly.
I think... Hold on one sec.
Too late, I already rolled.
I think when you have allies in arm's reach, it interferes with the... It's going to adjust the dice. Because you're firing into a melee. One sec. Ranged combat.
I do have the first 2 levels of sharpshooter, which doesn't specify shooting at allies, shooting it amongst allies. I don't know if the 3rd level does.
I look over to Vergello and I just say,
good.
don't let him recover.
All right. You do a point of damage
Hell
to...
yeah!
Is he still up?
Mm-hmm.
Is he still kicking? All right, I shoot again.
Go for it.
I got fast shooter. I can shoot twice.
Okay.
I guess I need to roll my arrows first. Oh, I'm good. Okay, cool.
Okay. Next one.
Fucking go!
Now that's a lot of damage. Please don't block any of it.
6 sixes. He's due for it.
Right?
He blocks one of it.
I blocked 1. That's 2 hits. I did 3 damage on my turn.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta roll my arrows. Honestly, I'm more nervous about losing arrows at this point. I have a D8, so I can only lose it twice before I'm out.
All right. He is struck and struck with an arrow. The last one shatters his skull and pieces go flying off in every direction. He has been bit and had a chunk ripped out of his flesh. He's had a scimitar stuck in him and he's been slashed through with a phantom dagger. And he collapses into a heap of bones, letting out an agonizing moan that echoes through the dungeon. And you hear a rattling from nearby chambers as things begin to scrape and move. And he's lying in a heap of bones and flesh and honey, oozing where once the coffin stood. I'm going to give everybody one opportunity to pick a thing to do in any order of your choosing.
I have a question for
Time is
clarification.
moving.
All right.
Yes.
Does it sound like, with the scraping, like the place is coming down, or like there's something coming?
It sounds like
Or there's something
coming.
moving. Okay.
We'll go.
Ralgar, what are you gonna do?
I need to get this out of here. And I want to scoop up just like as many of like his bones, fleshy looking bones as I can. I want to make sure there's flesh on them. Get him into my bag and get ready to run. And I'm turning tail. I'm saying, let's get out of here.
All right. It'll take your fast and slow action to get your bag out, separate the flesh from his bones and stuff a bunch of it into your bag. So you'll end your turn here with a bag full of flesh if that's what you want to do.
Yup, it's what's got to be done.
All right. Grunralk is ripping flesh off the bones, all
Ralgar.
sticky-handed and stuffing it, and you're just covered in slime and sticky goo. Ralgar, what do you want to do?
I want to toss a chunk to Vergello. Eat this.
What? What?
Oh yeah, you swallowed some flesh, right? I never got back to you on that.
Oh yeah, I did.
I'll get back to you in a minute. You feel very satisfied.
Yeah.
I am. He drops dead. I look up at Ralgar, who is like scraping bits into his backpack, and I am just like peering in every direction, looking up, down, all around for anything shiny. And if I don't see anything, I'm gonna like jump up and like look into the casket, and I'm just like feeling around for anything that's
Okay.
feels.
You're making a
Worth
scouting roll
something.
to look for valuables, which can be your fast action, and then you can slow action do whatever you want for the second action. You can go ahead and make a scouting roll if you like. Triple success. All right. Let me double check. I think I know what you see, but let me double check I'm not forgetting anything.
I'm gonna use my other action to go and get whatever it is that I see.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
You see a bee pendant.
Don't joke.
The only shininess that you see with 3 successes is that the bones of the creature are gilded. They have like gold etchings all laced through them. It's a fairly big skeleton and it's in a big pool of slime, so it would take a while to pack up and carry all of it. Be quite heavy, but you could grab, say, a skull or a femur or a couple of big bones in a single round.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll grab like a skull, like put my foot on the rib cage and just be like snapping bones off and like
Okay.
shoving them in my backpack haphazardly.
Grunrock?
Ha!
Grunrock wants to go out into the hallway
Okay.
and use my
That's your fast
goblin
action.
dark vision to try to see what's going on out
And
here.
do a scouting roll. All right, go ahead and make a scouting roll.
You have dark vision?
Oh yeah. He's the eyes of the night, or so they say. That was your
Who's
original
they?
pride, right?
It's still my pride.
It's still your pride.
And I'm tempted to.
The push.
Yeah, I'll push it
Okay.
if I can.
You can apply your pride here to. Oh well, you can push. Yes. All right. You get out into this hall and you realize that the scraping sounds are actually coming from somewhere back there. They're coming from beyond the walls, either to the northwest or southwest. You can't tell which. But when you head in this direction and then listen carefully, it's mostly silence from this direction, and somewhere back beyond the room, you hear the scraping sounds somewhat more distant now. So you're like, oh god, they're coming from that way.
Say it.
And then that leaves just
Me.
Vergello.
You said the skeleton was quite heavy. How many in encumbrance points is quite heavy? Are we talking like more than 5 or?
The average skeleton only weighs 8 pounds.
This is gilded.
And soaked in honey. One sec.
I mean, if it's heavy, and which I think is 2 encumbrance points, I can pick it up. If not, like I
think
would have to probably drop something.
I'm looking at some rough numbers. I think I'm gonna rule that the whole skeleton, soaked in honey and etched with gold, is gonna weigh a total of 4. So 2 heavies.
2 heavies.
Take half of it.
I drop my fishing net and I carry the skeleton.
You're just gonna scoop up the honey and goop and stuff and be carrying the whole skeleton.
I mean, it's a gilded skeleton.
All right.
I mean,
your arms are full.
if the loot girl's going after it, then I like, oh, she knows what she's doing. I guess we're taking the whole thing with us.
Did she pick up some of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
She
then,
grabbed whatever she could.
So would we just split the encumbrance? So one heavy for him, one heavy for me, so he doesn't have to drop his net?
I don't know if you can like split it in half.
You can each approximately split it in half. She can scoop up as much as she can get, and it's a heavy, and then you can scoop up the rest, and it's a heavy. So each of you
I
have
will be
one
stomping on its spinal cord and like cutting it to get it in half.
load. All right.
Okay. I'll do whatever actions it is to put the other heavy.
All right.
Golden dead guy.
A section of the wall on the southwest side of the room bursts open. There was a concealed door, and beyond it, some undead horrors are going to come shambling out into the room. One sec. Find the correct room number.
Man, this game won't even let us loot.
My carry is 8, and my encumbrance is also 8. I can carry nothing else.
All right. All right, one sec. Here we go.
Why did my name change back? It's showing Ralgar.
All right, on the... So now, right here... Oops, that's not the drawing tool, that's the circle tool. Here we go. Right here, a section of wall opens up, revealing a small, cramped chamber beyond, and you see a bunch of skeletons start just funneling out of it at a rapid pace. 3 of them come spilling out into the room with you, which is going to trigger a fresh initiative draw for everybody. And they all have that amber glow from within their eyes. They're not dripping with honey, but all of their rib cages are visibly filled with beehives that have filled all of the cavities in their negative space, and their mouths and eye sockets are buzzing with bee swarms. These are skeletons full of bees, y'all. So we're gonna go to a fresh initiative draw, and I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3 bee-laden skeletons in here.
Remember when we thought that the thing that was going to kill us was the honey lich?
Honestly, if I die, we kill the honey lich.
We kill the honey lich.
like,
There are pretty good rules around disengaging and fleeing combat.
Who cares about pack tactics?
All right, here we go. Same order here. I'm going to save the monsters for the end, and they're all going to be on a single initiative. Vergello. Hello, Elric. Welcome to the party. It's okay, the video will get posted. They got in a fight with the honey lich, and they killed him fairly quickly, but now his minions are storming the room, and they're in trouble. That's your catch-up.
Because they stuck around to loot.
Vergello, you're on 9. Bad draw.
tag comment.
Grunralk, you're on 2. Good draw. Veloz, you're on 8. Bad draw. Ralgar, you're on 10. Worst draw. Skeletons are on 7. We have
Wait,
7.
did I get 10 again?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Sad trombone.
So the initiative draws are 2, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the 7 is the skeletons, which means the only person that goes before them is Grunralk. Good luck, sir.
And I'm not close enough to get in combat range with him, am I?
You are.
Having been outside the
Is
room.
he?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at Ralgar. Your names look so similar. Yeah. You... Because you
No,
left
they
the
don't.
room... because you left the room, it's a fast action to come back into the room, and then another fast action to get into arm's reach with them.
And he's not close enough for us to swap around initiatives.
Actually, you could sprint and get to them in a single action if you succeed on a move roll.
I just want to yell as this is all happening. We don't have to fight these guys.
Is there more
Let's
skeletons
run.
on the other side of the room?
Very good question.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
try to find out if on your turn.
I'm gonna come back into the room and yell.
They're not in the hallway there. Oh shit!
And take off running towards the skeletons.
Okay. All right.
You said a move roll, right?
Yeah, if you get a move roll, if you succeed on a move roll, you can sprint to them. There you go. You got it.
It was close.
You can run back.
But I got it.
You can run back and whack one of them if you want to.
Yeah, I'll take a swing. Yikes.
Oof.
Wow, that was a mega whiff.
Yeah, and then that's... Hold on, let me read something.
Okay.
Oh, I have to have willpower. Disregard. Yep, that's me.
All right. Then we are on to initiative 8. Wait, or no, initiative 7. That's the skeletons.
The skellies.
Oh boy.
Skelly boys.
Run, friends, run!
All right. The skeletons are clutching rusty ancient implements. One of them has some sort of rusty ancient scepter that looks like it would have been designed for some sort of religious ritual. One of them has a jagged ceremonial knife, and one of them has a figurine of stone in its hand, and they're swinging them at you. So these first two are going to be slashing attacks, and then the last one will be a bludgeoning attack. All of them are going to be using the same amount of dice, and all of them are just going to be swarming all over Grunralk. Furthermore, Grunralk, beyond them, you spy in the darkness with your goblin dark vision that there are two more in that room, and those two have fallen to their knees, and they are pulling their heads open and releasing bee swarms into the room so that there's just a dense wall of black bees starting to fill that room beyond. So one attack coming at you. Technically, you get to decide before each of these, but before the first attack, would you like to dodge, parry, or do nothing?
I can only do one or the other, right? Dodge or parry?
You can only do one or the other, and they take up your fast action on your next turn.
I think you try and tank it so you can full get out of there.
And hey, I think I read this in the rulebook somewhere today. If you successfully dodge, you end up prone.
I think
don't
that's
know if
true.
we knew that. Unless you have like a certain skill. I think I remember reading that.
I think that's happened to me once before.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it
All right.
to the chin.
No successes. Second one attacking. Same decision.
Yeah, take it to the chin.
One success. That's going to be
You got armor.
1 point of damage. You want to armor it?
Armor?
I have studded leather armor.
All right, roll however many dice that gives you. I think it's 2 or whatever. And ones on these dice mean the armor gets damaged.
AR is 3, so...
Oh, 3. Okay. Yeah, so you get 3 dice, and if you get at least 1 6, you'll ignore this hit.
Yikes, but a good damaged armor.
Your
Okay.
armor protection is reduced from 3 to 2 because there was a skull on that.
Okay.
And so your armor is now damaged, and here's the third one. 1 hit as well. So you took 1 point of strength damage from that second hit, by the way. And then your armor prevents the third hit. So you've taken a total of 1 point of damage to strength, and it was from the ceremonial jagged dagger.
Dang.
And you're watching the room beyond just fill up with a dense cloud of 2 bee swarms. And
Is there time enough to shout a warning or no?
You can shout. If it's brief.
2 more! Room full of bees!
Grunrock is in serious trouble. We are on to initiative 8, which was Veloc.
I think that's me. I'm picking up the top half of the corpse and I'm finishing tying it, like using his arms like a backpack and like tying him around. And I'm gonna look up when Grunrock says that. Fuck! Fuck! Run! Run! And I'm just gonna like full sprint out of here.
Are you encumbered at all by the amount of stuff you're carrying, or no?
Nope.
All right. So your arms are full of treasure, and you're fleeing the room, while Grunrock holds the fort. You can...
Oh my god! It always comes down to that. You guys always make me sound so terrible.
I'm stating facts. By the way, Elric says you can take a -2 on dodge rolls to remain upright when you do it.
Thanks, Elric.
So, I was going to look it up if you decided to do it, but I did forget that. Now we are on...
How far can I get moving twice?
You can go 2 rooms, so you can go out into that next room and then over to where those columns are in that main hall. Imagine if the Honey Lich didn't go down on the first round. You can move yourself 2 rooms over, Aimee, and then we're on initiative 9, which is for Killo.
I did.
Is it bad
Oh, you did.
that I was like ready for the phase 2 boss music?
Yeah, I was waiting for that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I looked to Grunrock into the door, but he says run. So I'm gonna move, go 1 room to the other.
All right.
Firemen carrying the rest of that corpse.
All right. Sounds good. Yep, the 2 of them are fleeing, carrying the remains of the Honey Lich, and Ralgar, it's your turn. You get a fast action and a slow action.
All right, I want to take a hunk of that Honey Lich flesh out of my bag and throw it to Grunrock and say, "Catch this, eat it if you get hurt." And then I'm running.
Did you have flesh in your bag? You took flesh off before Aimee started looting the
I
bones.
filled my bag
Okay.
with as much
Got it.
flesh as I could.
Okay.
You made me use a whole turn
All
to
right.
do it.
So you have 1 action with which to flee the room. I need to cross out this boss so I remember that this was not a real enemy there. So you get to go 1 room over rather than 2 because you fling Grunrock and stuff first. Grunrock? He tosses you a fistful of candied flesh. And that is Ralgar's turn. We're back around to the top of the initiative with 2, which was Grunrock himself. Grunrock.
Do you remember how disengaged actions work?
It's a move action, I think.
It's moved to get away without them getting a free attack against you.
Oh, he moves all right.
Now that's a move action right there.
That's dodging all 3 of them.
1 success for each skelly.
All right. You disengage, and that is a which type of action?
I should have the attacks memorized, you know, being a fighter and all, but I can't remember if that one's fast or slow.
This is fleeing. There's 2 different actions that have to do with getting away. One of them is. Let me check. One day we'll know how this game works.
You cannot flee in this way if you're trapped or surrounded. The GM has the final say.
You're not trapped or surrounded. You're pretty damn close, though.
You can use your roll to move past an opponent. You must. I think it's flee instead of disengage.
It's retreat. Because there's enemies at arm's length, and it's a move skill to get away. I think.
Retreat. So it's a fast action. So you still have a slow action.
Okay. If you have no enemies at arm's length, you can roll for move. A successful roll means you manage to get away somehow and the conflict is over. That's fleeing. And what did you say the action was for arm's length?
Retreat.
That was the word.
It's on page 93.
There we go.
It brings you to near range. Roll
Okay,
for move.
makes
If you
near.
fail, you move,
Okay.
but your enemy gets a free attack.
So, you succeeded on the move roll, which means you get to near range, which means you're in the same room with them, but you're not at arm's reach of them anymore. Now you can make a flee roll to escape completely with a move roll.
And that's move again, yeah?
Mm-hmm. If you fail, they'll keep up with you and potentially get to attack you next round. That's 2 successes. You get to go another room over and you're scrambling around.
Slap your little goblin feet!
All right. You have...
You just hear like plop, 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 plop echoing through the
You have
hallways.
escaped. Nobody else made a flee roll, but nobody else was directly in aggro range here. So Grunrock has effectively slinked off. He's run out here. He's found a corner or a hiding place, or managed to make them lose track of where he is, and so he's hiding in a shadow somewhere. Everybody else is charging down the hallways, just making move actions. The next one up in the Ralgar's potentially catchable by these things, or insofar as they could get next to him.
I knew I shouldn't have thrown that flesh. God damn it.
Let's see, that was...
What's the intelligence level of skeletons?
Now it's the skeletons. Oh, they're just hungrily chasing the sources of... they're just hungrily
Their
chasing
ire.
intruders. They are going to come charging out here, look around, zero in on Ralgar, and move up to him, and that's their turn. Ralgar is in the spot that Grunrock was in a moment ago.
But they actively attacked Grunrock. They haven't had an action to actually engage me yet.
They used one action to come into this room, and their other action to engage you.
Do they get to attack me as well?
No.
Oh.
No. They're just full on moving, and you're the first target they're gonna see.
Wow, wait until you guys see how terrible my move skills are. This is gonna be
Josh, did
hard.
they use a slow and a fast action?
Yes.
I'm fucked.
Does that mean they can't use a reaction to attack? Or is that something different? I know you can't use a reaction to, like, dodge or parry if you double move.
Reactions take away an action from your next turn. They borrow actions from your upcoming turn.
Okay, so it's not the current
It's
turn.
not the current turn, no.
And for clarity, it's too late to swap initiatives with people, because Grunrock is technically the top.
Yeah.
You can swap
Yeah.
initiatives with people at the end of any round, and you can only swap with people that are near you and able to communicate with you. So yeah, only at the top of a new round can you do that. So that's the skeletons. Now we're on initiative 8. Was that Velas?
That's me.
Alright.
I am struggling.
Keep going.
I am going to... Will you remind me, the entrance to this is like a giant rolled away rock that we got in here from?
Yeah, there's a heavy stone door that you rolled out of the way.
I guess that I will start making my way that way, just running on instinct and yelling, Ralgar Grunrock! Just fucking hurry, please! And I'm gonna take off.
Alright. You can move into the room of the fountain and then into the staircase area. Initiative 9. Grunrock.
What?
Oh,
You
sorry.
mean me?
There we
Yeah,
go.
I mixed the cards up, sorry. Vergello.
And I almost want to take a shot and then keep running.
I say go for it.
It's not like I could kill one. They're on top of Ralgar, right? Like, he's gonna have to do the same thing Grunrock did.
He has 3 skeletons at arm's reach.
Yeah, I will.
I can also just keep eating honey flesh every time they attack me. I'm immortal right now.
I
my
don't.
theory.
I don't know how accurate that is, buddy. You might be very mortal right now. I'm gonna take a shot at one.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a shot at one. I want to take a shot specifically at this one.
All right, go for it.
That's
Double
2.
success.
Can I push for more damage, or I'm not allowed to push if I succeed?
You can't push for more damage because it would have no effect. Because your arrow strikes the skeleton and you see that the arrows are somewhat ineffective against these skeletons. It takes a small token amount of damage and barely seems to notice the arrow as it takes a chunk off one of the bones.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll
Gather
move
now
to the
that
next.
piercing weapons are not particularly effective against them.
That tracks. I'll move on to the next thing, next area.
Okay, you're in that fountain room.
I ate honey and depression.
Ralgar. You feel
all right.
invigorated and full, and any damage you had on you is gone. It also clears up any mental conditions you have affecting you, which means you're free of that, whatever the effect was from the poison, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple healing properties going on with this flesh that you ate. It's feeling good.
I thought it might. Oh, boy. I've got a movement skill of 2. So I might... Oh, no, because the bees are coming, too. Oh, I have to try to run. So I'm gonna try to disengage. We're gonna see what happens here.
Go for it. You can push it too.
Yeah, push it. I'm gonna push. Oh man.
Well, you still get away. They just get a free attack on you.
You can get attacked by 3 skeletons and move away, or you can stay here and try to disengage again with your other
I'm
action.
gonna get attacked by 3 skeletons and I'm gonna run away.
All right. We're going slashing, piercing, bludgeoning for the 3 attacks.
That's so great.
Do you
I'm
want
really
to
looking forward to
dodge or parry any of these, or save it up so you can try to get away later?
this. I'm gonna save it up so I can keep trying to get away.
You take 1 damage slashing to your strength.
I tried clicking my armor button and it didn't work. Because I too am wearing my studded leather armor.
Oh, you have studded leather? Cool.
I think you click armor and then you click the roll, just like you do these skills.
Mm-hmm. Your armor's damaged and does not protect you.
Same thing. Alright,
Here
so
we
then
go.
on AR I go down to 2.
Here's the
right?
piercing skeleton.
None.
Totally misses.
That was 1 damage to my strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the
Last
third
one.
skeleton is the bludgeoning one. Come on, dice gods.
Ooh.
That's going to be 2 damage minus armor successes. You probably go down to this, right?
Yep. Well,
Unless
we'll see what
your
the
armor.
continuing healing properties of the honey inside me does.
Roll your armor.
Well, roll your armor
you get
first.
2 armor dice. Double 6 it, my friend.
You double 5'd.
So close.
That is going to break Ralgar. And he is going to hit the ground. Taking that orange dot off him because that was to represent the poison effect or whatever. Ralgar gets beat over the head with a statuette and lets out a whimper and collapses into a heap on the ground. He's going to suffer a critical bludgeoning injury from being broken, and we're gonna roll and see what that is.
I guess I'm not immortal.
Critical injuries, blunt force. 5-4 is crushed foot. Running now counts as a slow action. You are broken, which means you're lying on the ground, and after the skeleton knocks you over, it slams the statuette on your foot, leaving it injured so that running now becomes a slow action. You feel the bones snapping in your foot. You are not unconscious, but you are helpless and unable to move while the skeletons move closer to you. You can see into their mouths as the bee swarms inside them become increasingly agitated, and one of them leans down towards you and begins to open its mouth. We are now on to a fresh initiative, which starts with Grunrock.
I have a question.
Yes.
The healing effect that occurred from the flesh. This I guess is a question for Adam's sake. Did that happen like as soon as he ate the flesh, or it happened like it's gradually happening? It happened at the start of his turn. I'm wondering if, since it's a fresh initiative, if Adam or if Ralgar and Grunrock switch, if Ralgar is going to get healed and he can now run away.
You don't know. Your character doesn't know.
Does Ralgar's character know?
There's no visible
Does
effect of the food he's been eating.
I'm gonna tell you what, if I get another turn, I'm gonna eat another chunk of that shit.
Well,
Because what else can I do?
it'd be my turn.
Swap initiatives.
He can't swap initiatives with anybody anyway. He's lying prone on the ground surrounded by enemies. And broken.
Right beside Grunrock, he couldn't swap?
While broken, surrounded by
while
enemies.
broken, okay.
And prone. I don't think he can do initiative swaps. They require you to be together and able to communicate freely, and broken stops you from taking actions.
Right.
Well, what's going to happen, or what I want to happen, is for me to jump out of my little hiding spot, run in between Ralgar and as many of the skeletons as I can, and start hacking away.
You gonna go in there and try to save him? All right. We're on initiative 8. Is that you? Or no? It's actually Velocity.
I'm 2.
No,
Oh.
we're at the top.
You
we're
said
at
the
the
top,
top.
right?
Okay.
I'm 2.
Adam
Didn't the
got
skeletons
broken. Adam just went. He tried running away, and they got
Remember, they
got
attacked
a hit
me based
against
on my
him.
failed
Oh,
move
that
roll.
was on there. Okay. Yeah.
That was
okay.
on my turn.
That was on your turn. And now we're on a fresh, and we start with initiative 2, which is Grunrock. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Grunrock, you want to go in there and start swinging?
Yeah, I'm going to slash attack the one with the statuette that bashed him over the head.
Okay. Two successes. That's also the same one that Bill damaged. This is the third one. Yeah, 2 successes. It's base damage +1. And let me check their armor situation. Yeah, they have some armor. They have 2 points of armor.
I'm trying to find something in the book. I'm pretty sure I can do this without willpower. Give me just a sec.
Okay.
You know what it's called? I can look too.
Sword fighter rank 2. Yeah, it doesn't say I need willpower. So I'm going to make a second slash attack at a different skeleton.
Okay, cool. Just do that one next to it. You can pick piercing or slashing.
Go in for slashing.
Okay. The only difference is they roll on different critical injury tables. Nice. All right. I'm rolling armor for the first one, and then armor for the second one. Neither of them get any armor. So, you've done... What's the damage of your scimitar? 2?
Base.
Yeah.
So it looks like he did
Yeah, it's 2.
3 on the first one and 4 on the second one.
Yeah. Alright, so 3 damage to the one that Bill did 1 damage to, brings it up to a total of 4. That one goes down. And the second one, you do 4 damage, it goes down. You've taken out 2 skeletons.
Damn. Oh, run, Rock. Run, Rock. Help me. I help my foot. I can't run. Help.
I'm working on it, big guy.
You're amazing.
He can barely talk. He technically can't take any actions, and his turn gets skipped. His only critical injury is the broken foot, but he gets turn skipped because he's broken. So now it is. That was Grunrock.
Skelly. It's Skelly Belly.
Skelly Belly.
Yep, Skelly Belly's gonna take a swing at Grunrock.
That me.
Yeah, he's going at Grunrock. 1 success. That's going to do 1 damage.
Armor.
Armor it. You only get the 2 dice, remember? No good. You take a point of damage to your strength.
Okay.
Grunrock gets injured. The skeletons in the bee swarm, you don't know where they are, but you hear the bees grow louder and closer. And they have crossed the majority of that room and will be making their way into this one next round. There's just a wall of bees slowly approaching, and you're not sure where the other 2 skeletons are. And it is now...
Aimee's turn.
Amy's turn.
Veloz.
Yes. As I was running for the door, I hear Ralgar howl, and I'll just kind of like skid to a stop, and I'm just like, lock. Door. Damn it! And I'm gonna like turn and like run backwards.
Okay. Do you drop the honeyed bones, or do you still have arms full of stuff instead of weapons?
Arms full of stuff instead of weapons.
All right.
I'm standing right here. I can't get to
by the
anyone right
door.
now. Why? I
right.
can't get to anyone right now.
You
And then I'm going to take
technically
an action to pick it up.
You technically have 1 more action because you have 2 actions and you've moved 1 room. So you could go out into the hallway where the 3 pillars are, or you could stay
That's-
here.
Am I not in the hallway where the 3 pillars are?
Oh, sorry. I
Is
was
this
looking at
separate
the
from where they are? Okay.
It's fine. All right. That was Veloz. Now we're on to Vergello. Veloz went right past you.
If the 2 empathy characters running in, you can bet your ass the 5 empathy character has to turn around too. I'll run back. Ugh.
Shoot it! Shoot it!
He's charging up a spirit bomb. I can see it.
I am. I'm charging up a spirit bomb. Give me a turn. I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it because I can't get up there, survive a bee swarm to heal Ralgar with a thing. I need willpower.
Take a shot.
I take a shot. I want to push it. I want to push it because 1's just not going to do enough. Can I push it, or is the rules say that I can't push on a success?
Well, the rules say that the DM can rule whether pushing will have any effect. And because of these skeletons' resistance to piercing attacks, there's no way for this to have any additional effect.
Well, no, the additional effect would be I actually do damage. Because I wouldn't be doing damage in this instance.
You are doing damage. It's just reduced to a minimum amount.
Minimum amount of 1.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought it meant like it reduced it by 1.
I think pushing an arrow shot against a skeleton does nothing, so I can't allow
Yeah,
it,
no,
probably.
that's fine. I would want to. If I do minimum 1, that's what I was trying to do, because that's all I can do.
Skeleton is damaged, but not down. The arrow hits it on the side of the skull, spins its head around in a circle, and takes a chunk out of it. And now we are on to the...
Ralgar.
He gets skipped because he's broken.
We're on to Grunrock.
So then, I think that pretty definitively lets me know that the healing magic has worn off if it has done nothing this round.
I'ma slash it.
Okay.
Pick me up and run.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You
Those
can
bees are
only...
coming in
all you
into
can
the
do
room
is
next.
crawl slowly and mumble through pain when your strength broken. You can't perform any other actions, and you can't roll for any skills.
Do we
Since
we
you
see
are
all these
on-
successes?
Since you are on ground level and the skeleton is focused on its engagement with Grunrock, you can crawl away without getting attacked if you wish.
Do that.
Crawl, bitch!
Absolutely, I'm gonna do anything you'll let me do.
You can get to like halfway across the room. You're out of engagement range because the skeleton is focused on Grunrock now.
Can I eat some honey out of my bag while I'm crawling?
You can only do one or the other. If you want to lie on the ground
crawling.
at the skeleton's feet and reach in your bag for a fistful of honey, you can do that.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Oh my god, Adam!
Crawling halfway down the hall isn't gonna help me when the bee swarm comes. I need to hope this thing can heal me.
Okay. Right. One sec. You're just going to lie on the ground in agony, groaning, and just try desperately to stuff your face with some of the flesh.
Yeah.
It tastes like sweet candy. It almost gives you a headache because it is so sweet.
Okay.
And the flesh squishes around in your mouth like biting into honeycomb, but you know that it is man flesh that is necrotized and soaked in enchanted honey. And
So
sorry, I was looking for a thing.
Yeah, you were. Keep vamping. I like it.
Yeah. You are restored to full health. You're still
Oh my god!
you're still lying prone on the ground, but all of your damage is gone. Physical damage, so that's going to be all of your strength and agility are restored to full.
What about his critical injury?
It's
What about
wiped
my
away.
foot?
Your foot is instantly healed.
Forget about giving this to that girl. This is like magic jerky here.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, we'll just
Candy
fucking
jerky.
kill her.
2 units of nullified flesh have been consumed, for the record. We'll note that for the future. And it is now...
One of them I bit off of him,
Uh-huh.
and then one of them I threw to Grunrock.
You're
Not
now
to
lying
to
prone
Grunrock.
at full health, and we're on initiative 2, which is Grunrock.
Grunrock, finish him. Let's run. I'm better now.
I thought it was my turn, so I went ahead and rolled a slash attack.
The-
Do you want me to roll
He
it
did.
again? Or...
No, not with 4 dice. Are you kidding? That's not fair.
I mean,
Yeah, you can... Did you just roll that?
I rolled
he-
it before we rolled back to
Yeah, the last
Ralgar
one.
crawling away or
Yeah, the skeleton
Eating
goes
flesh.
down. Its bones scatter across the room. It is defeated. There are
Get up, run!
I'm up. And I like push myself with one hand.
Hang on,
and
we're still in
bounce up
initiative
to my
order
feet.
here.
We're still in initiative,
Still in
yeah.
initiative order. Ralgar or Grunralk just used his slow action to attack the thing, and now he has a fast action remaining.
God damn it! I never give
Can I-
an opportunity to like change initiative order before shit goes down because of Grunrock and the skeletons being so close.
Can I just grab his robes and start dragging him? Is that even close to a fast action?
You can spend your fast action to get him on his feet so that he doesn't have to spend an action doing that on his turn.
You need to
But then
run.
you'll
These
end your
will be
turn standing
together.
next to him.
Having no idea what these bees do. If they're just regular stings, that might be the best action. Otherwise, Ralgar won't get away.
Chat, you don't have to be rude. My bones are all right here. The hell is a hyper bee? It's gonna be runny.
Is it a hyperbee or a hyperbole?
Don't know.
Boo.
It's
I'm
educational humor.
I'm gonna drag him to his feet.
Okay, he's standing, and you end your turn right there. It is now
Thanks, Grunrock.
bad guys. Please hold.
I feel much better now. Seriously, this stuff is amazing.
I hope so, because we're about to get stung a lot.
Look at my foot.
All right, here we go. Sorry, I was hunting for the B stats. There we go.
Sorry, I was making new character sheets for you guys.
Sorry, I was just
For the
deleting all your
for the
characters.
B stats. For the B stats.
B stats.
Sorry, it wasn't where I thought it was. Need 1 sec. There it is. I have a page reference. Okay.
Can you imagine having to have done like a crazy fight with that lich and then still having to do this?
Yeah, if we had not taken that thing down in one round and we had skeletons pouring in and bees, Josh would TPK'd us real fast.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm randomizing how bad of a swarm this is. It's an average bee swarm.
A two. Two, that's good.
There's only 2 bees?
The bee swarm is going to attacks using its current strength, weapon damage 1. Okay, got it. Gwenrock and Ralgar, the bee swarm is going to slowly engulf you here. It makes its way to you while you're pulling him to his feet. And each of you are going to be subject to a swarm attack. Holy crap. That's a ridiculous roll. That is going to do a bunch of damage to both of you. Roll your armor rolls to reduce it.
Yeah. We'll just do that. This fucking armor. It's a real piece of shit.
Good God, that was a horrific roll. You are engulfed with bees, and you each take 3 points of damage to your strength.
You're gonna have to roll critical for me, and I'm guessing that's a stab.
It's non-typical damage.
Cool.
Is Grunrock still up?
I have. You says how much?
3.
3.
I'm out. I had 2 left.
They get engulfed by a massive bee swarm and collapse under many stings. Non-typical damage means that there is no added effect, but you both collapse to the ground unconscious, being stung over and over. Yikes. That was 3 successes on 5 dice. Good God.
Also known as cheating.
I don't like it. Velas and Vergello, you have beheld this. You can run into the swarm to try to drag them out if you want.
I wouldn't survive.
Nope, you wouldn't.
I have 1 strength right now.
Ugh, I can't believe that die roll.
With where we are,
Although technically you could try to dodge it if you want to dive out of it. I think either of you could try that still if you want to, as you're being engulfed by stinging bees.
okay, both of you roll moves.
Do you want to try moves to dodge out of it?
Sure.
You can push it.
Yeah, I'll push that.
And just killing yourself in a different way.
Well, the second die shouldn't have been
succeed.
re-rolled, but you got 1 success, which will reduce the damage coming in by 1, so you only take 2 instead of 3.
Are you still down?
All right.
If you take 2, are you still up?
Yeah.
Okay. And you take 1 to your agility from the push, so you can dive out of it. That'll leave you with 1 action on your next turn. Grunralk, you want to try to dive out of the beast?
If I dodge, I end up prone unless I take a -2.
Yeah. That means Ralgar's prone. He had no chance otherwise.
Sure, I'll try and do a move at a -2.
Okay. Okay. That reduces the damage from 3 to 2. Are you still up?
I'm still out. The two will 0 me. I only had 2 left.
You can push
Can you
it.
push your move?
Sure, I'll push it.
Roll 1 less of your base.
Will you modify it? No, you're
You
right.
got-
I can just
yeah.
-1.
Because you've got that 1 success.
Mm-hmm. That's another success. So that reduces the damage by 1 more. Does that get you out?
I'm out with 1.
You're out with 1 health, and you didn't... and you're not prone because you took a penalty, right?
I did.
Okay, cool. You actually both dive out of the bee swarm. Ralgar lands prone with 1 health, and Grunralk escapes the swarm with 1 health, not prone. But they're both adjacent to the bees. And hear moans from a distance. That then goes to initiative 8, which is Velas.
Velas.
So they're both getting turns before the bees go again.
Yeah. But one of them is prone, and they're at very low health if anything else goes wrong.
We're doing good so far, all things considered. If I hadn't thrown Grunralk that candy, we would not be in this situation because I would have
know.
moved twice as far.
That was where this all
Just
tilted.
what it all.
It was
know
that
it
one
all
action
comes
that
down to
gave them
that.
time to catch up to you.
But I can't get to Ralgar, pull him to his feet, and get back where I am, right?
Nope, you'd be moving to me, lifting me to my feet, and then you'd be stuck there until your next turn. So then the bees would get you.
If we just had like a net with honey on it.
If only.
Improvised weapon shit. Man, I thought I'd get the opportunity to play the hero and like pull someone out, and now I'm just like, well, I don't want to play the victim, which is what
Go
will
up there and
happen if I
stand
run
him
in
up.
there.
And that would let him get away, but then you would be the one getting swarmed next time. As
I'm
it
gonna do that.
stands,
I've got the most
hold
health
on,
right
hold
now.
on. As it stands, the bees only move at a rate of 1 action per turn, and that means Ralgar can stand up, and he gets to move 1 action, and they get to move 1 action, and so he's going to be in a race with them to disengage, basically. Grunral can just double move, and he's basically safe. Ralgar can potentially outrun them.
With my
Yeah, I don't like
agility.
potentials.
I have-
I'm gonna sprint over to him and pull him up to his feet.
Okay.
I've got 4 strength right now and 3 armor points.
All right. You go to him and you lift him to his feet. He's no longer prone.
Stop eating this dumb honey that's supposed to be for this dumb goal and run!
Velas, you came back for me. You like me.
In before she dies for you. Now it is.
I was thinking it. Josh said it, but I was thinking it.
Now it's Vergillo.
I shoot Velas for bait. No. Can I
Josh
just
is
shoot?
trying so hard not to bust out laughing at that one.
There's gonna be a lot
Can
of.
Can I
conditioning.
shoot into the swarm?
You can.
I want to do that.
All right.
I use my fast action
You
to shoot into the
start
swarm.
firing arrows into the swarm. Go ahead and roll.
Well,
You can't push that without your bow breaking.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, you fire futilely into the swarm, but not in any way that has any effect on it.
All right, my slow action. I will fire again.
Okay. You do 1 damage to the swarm, reducing its strength from 5 to 4. You fire arrow, and somehow that reduces the strength
go
of the
down by
swarm by 1.
See, what I was hoping for, I lost all my arrows. What I was hoping for was trying to get 1 skull on my fast action so I could push, and then as a slow action, heal up someone. And that didn't work. Because I can't fail in the right way. I can only roll 2 ones and lose all of my arrows in 1 round.
Alright. Vergello is just futilely firing arrows into the swarm, but does seem to have dispersed it to some extent.
Literally just... I keep going, and then I reach back, and I'm like, oh, shit.
I'm trying to think how this actually has an effect, but maybe you're like hitting the curtains that are hanging around the room, and the motion of the curtains is attracting the swarm's attention whenever, and some of the bees are...
I'm just imagining that, like, they're really big bees. So it's like a swarm of, like, 5 bees, 6 bees.
Yeah. But rules as written, you can make weapon attacks against swarms, and you can't do more than 1 damage with a single attack, so that's just how it be. So you're doing something to the swarms by firing a bunch of arrows into them, but it does use up all your arrows, which is also fitting.
Yeah.
And now it is Ralgar's turn.
I would like to run.
Would you? Do you want to dive back into the bee swarm? All right. If you
buddy, which direction?
If you double move, you can get into this big pillar area and then over to the fountain area. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
All right, cool. Then we are around to
Grunrock.
a fresh initiative, Grunrock.
Run!
God, he's
So-
attack the bees, isn't he?
There's 2 bee swarms here.
What
one
number
behind
is
the other.
Velas in initiative?
Directly after the bees. I have more strength than you. I will not
Yeah.
accept the trade.
Everyone is
You have
after
to
the
run.
bees.
All right, double run then.
All right. Grunrock and Ralgar are getting to the base of the staircase over here. It is now the bees. The bee swarm is slowly advancing into this hallway chamber, and Velas is getting stung at.
Maybe they'll miss.
Technically, the dodge, I didn't give you guys an opportunity to do it last time, which is why I let you do it after the fact, but you should decide if you want to dodge or take the 5d6 attack.
What's your strength?
Strength is 4, and I have an armor of 3.
I take the attack and then just run.
There's
Yeah, that's what I'm
almost
gonna
no
do.
chance of you going down to it. They just had an insane roll last time.
I mean,
I'm
if they
gonna
roll
take
all
the attack.
6s,
I'll take the attack.
And we're all yet to succeed on armor.
Bee sting.
roll your armor.
Most of you have no armor because you've rolled so many skulls on it.
Okay, we've got 1 point left. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, mine
A lot
almost
of armor
broken. It
skull
got 1
rolls
point
this
left.
session.
And I know someone that's really good at crafting.
It's on the same thing as the armor page. It's just below your list of armor. It's above shield and spells.
It's right below your skills.
I do not get stung. Fuck off, bees! I'm immune!
Nice. Your armor protects you.
And that makes it my turn, and I'm hauling ass!
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say anything before I start running?
No.
Okay, then I am running into the room with the pillars, with the whole still holding the corpse, and I'm like, run, Virgo, run!
You can get past him to us, can't you? Yeah, you can.
Yeah. All right. After you, it's going to be.
Me.
Give me 1 second.
Double run Vergello, who's gonna lap us and go upstairs.
Okay. Sorry. That was Velas, who was on initiative 8, right?
It's my turn.
Yeah, for Gello,
It's
you're
Bill's
up.
turn.
Yeah, I Scooby-Doo, like, feet slip on honey for a second, and then just get friction, and then, like, lap everyone to, like, into the honey room, and then second up here.
Nice. Vergello goes running out into the cool night air before anybody else. Wait, not night air. You came back the next morning. So this is just daytime, I think. Then initiative 8.
It's Ralgar now.
Ralgar.
Yeah.
You have to roll endurance against the paralytic poison of the bees starting to kick in.
Oh, well, ain't that a bitch? Wait,
Actually, they got
paralytic
no
po-
successes on the poison, so you fight it off without having to roll endurance.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, is that the paralytic or the hallucinogenic? But yeah, okay.
Paralytic. You're fine, Ralgar.
Cool.
You don't even have to roll endurance because the poison did not get you so good. What would you like to do?
I want to get up here, and then I want to get my hands on the boulder and like start getting momentum to it, so that I can close off the entrance
Okay,
as soon
you're
as
getting it
the
halfway
other two
pushed
get
so
up
you can
here.
seal it off.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then is back around to initiative 2. Grunrock. Grunrock. Paralytic poison also affects you. No effect.
Parry it.
It's a mild paralytic poison. It can do some agility damage, but both of you fought it off without any issue.
I
Your
parry
tongue's
it
numb.
with my gumption.
Your tongue feels a little numb, yeah. It's like you just been to the dentist. You got swollen spots on you.
He just licks the fountain on his way out.
No,
No.
I do not.
That's a bad idea.
Otherwise, he'd be like, "Let's fight the bees."
All right. What you gonna do, Grunrock?
Get up here. What are you
I'll head up
thinking
the
about?
stairs. I'll head up the stairs.
All right. You make it out. And then we're around to the bees, who cannot reach Velas. But
That's what I was thinking about, is how many moves it would take.
the bees are in the next room over. And Velas, do you want to sprint out?
Nah, she's good.
On my way out. Oh, no, I don't think I can get my mug out of my backpack. Yeah, no, I'll leave. I was gonna, like, if I can, I would like to... Cause I'm technically holding my backpack in front of me as I run past the fountain. I want to, like, pull out the cheap mug and, like, scoop it full of honey and keep going.
Here's a question. Because I forgot that you said that you
Why?
had your arms full of bones
Uh-oh.
and honey. But you went
Oh,
and
man.
helped Ralgar up.
If you want to drop me back a different room, that I understand.
I mean, I have the bones on me, but I just assumed since we have like the gear slots to be able to carry it. I also have pack rat, so I figured like, oh yeah, I just slung it over my
Yeah,
pack.
it's fine. You can have them packed in your stuff. I'll say you can have them packed away in your stuff. We weren't really
Because
specific.
it took like a whole round for us to.
All right. So you want to run outside, Aimee?
Yeah. No cheap mug full of honey.
So I'm gonna
Ralgar?
get a jar of it.
You gonna close that door?
I'm slamming that door.
You push
shut.
the heavy stone door shut, and it slowly grinds closed, and
That was whelming.
slam shut, and you can see just a couple of bees escaping, and the swarm is like making its way up the staircase as you finish sealing the thing shut, closing them all inside, leaving everyone standing outside in the cool breeze and the sunshine.
What took you guys so long?
Jeez, is there a tornado?
No. It's fine.
Rock, we can't understand you. Your tongue.
Can we go back to town and have a nap now?
let's get out of here. At least we can stay in the inn for free.
Yeah, I could use a shower.
All right.
Whoa. I didn't want to say anything.
Before we... Go ahead.
But I think you smell amazing.
You're going to make your way back to the town unimpeded. The locals are going to be staring at you curiously as you approach because, first of all, a bunch of you have bee stings. You're all covered in honey and slimy messes, wounded in various ways, hauling a bunch of heavy stuff that you didn't have when you left. They're all going to be giving you sideways glances as you stumble your way back into the town. I will let you go to the inn and discuss amongst yourselves what you want to do for a minute. I have to pop into the next room to grab my note.
I kept hitting everything with my arrows.
Okay.
So we're back in town. We're back in the inn.
Yeah, you return to the village of Aylesbury, which, as a reminder, this is a small forest town with just over a dozen buildings total. Rickety inn in the middle of it. And it's a quiet town with only paths leading to it. There's no major roads coming through it. It's very isolated. There are beehives on many of the roofs, and bees buzzing all around the town, and the locals give you odd glances as you make your way back. Here's a question. As you're walking your way, you get out of the dungeon, you slam that thing shut, you're all panting and exhausted. Does anyone say anything to anyone the entire way back to town?
Nope.
I'm gonna, before we leave that thing, I'm gonna make sure there's no like holes, and I'm gonna try and like pack some dirt around like the exit.
You try to
But when I'm done, when I'm done, just gonna like, I'll pick my backpack and like front pack it, just carry in this fucking half skeleton.
Your backpack is like glistening, and a little bit of honey is dripping out of the bottom of it as you walk, just leaving a trail of honey drips behind, and it's dripping down the back of your calves as you march your way through the forest, feeling all slimy and nasty. All of you are sticky as hell, and now that you're marching through the forest covered in honey, you're getting super dirty too. Everything you touch sticks to you. Grunrock is swollen in random places. Ralgar looks totally fine.
I'm literally gonna put what I have of the corpse on Sir Archibald Truffles. That way I don't have to carry him anymore.
Sticky donkey.
Sticky donkey. Okay.
As we're walking, I guess I'll say my ears are down, my tail is low. I'm not a happy wolf, and I say, everyone, I do not know how to say thank you. Each one of you played a role in saving me, and I will say that I do not deserve any share of anything that we sell that we found there. I am happy to have my life. What?
Yeah, Grunrock's right. Shut up. Like, you bit the hell out of that stupid lich zombie thing. You deserve just as much of whatever we get out of this.
Bergello, you get to the middle of your sentence when you're struck with you're struck with
an idea?
Realization. Ralgar's fur is darkening. The gray streaks in his fur are disappearing. He's got a little more spring in his step.
I don't tell him.
Ralgar, as you're marching on towards the town, you notice aches and pains in your old bones fading away that have been there for years. You're able to stand more upright, and your teeth, which have had severe decay for many years, are feeling sharp and slick and smooth again, restored in places where you had gaps. And you look at the backs of your furry hands, and you see your fur turning a dark shade of jet black that you've not seen for many years as the gray is fading away. And by the time you make it back to town, you have de-aged an age category and get an attribute point into a stat of your choice.
Woo! Do I lose my reputation?
No.
You-
Ralgar's
your
young
dentures
again.
fall out.
Ralgar, you've gone from mature to adult.
Wow.
Man, that jerky does some magical work.
Guys, I feel amazing. Look how high I can jump. And I jump as high as I can.
Oh, he's got some spring in his step. He's like an Australian shepherd going for a frisbee.
I just grab one of the femurs. Go long, boy.
You no longer feel like you need to lean on your walking stick, even.
Might be time for a new class of weapon for Ralgar.
Yeah, you get to pick where that attribute point goes. It can be either of the two physical stats, so strength or agility.
And how much of this jerky do we have?
That was my question. How many units of this do we have?
A bag full of it minus one.
Minus two.
Grunrock still has one. That one's not consumed yet.
You've had two. Right? You consumed two.
No, but he ripped one off when he ate
Yes,
it.
I bit him, and then I consumed one out of the bag and threw one out of the bag to Grunrock.
So what is our grand total of flesh?
Do you want?
Actually, point of order. We should maybe step into the woods and start separating flesh and bones because, I mean, we're getting to stay at this inn for free. I don't know if we're going to get to finish our week out here.
I don't think
You
we
know.
should finish our week out here. I think we need to ask the innkeeper, the tavern owner, where the closest town is that actually has an economy so we can sell all this crap and ideally, I don't know, repair some armor, gesturing at you two guys, buy some arrows, gesturing at my quiver.
Well, that's if we stay here, we don't have to pay to sleep and eat, and I can repair our armor with my crafting skill while we're here. But I don't know what the townspeople are gonna do.
Yeah.
Well, we need to separate the bones and the flesh and
Yeah, we definitely need to be doing
stuff
some
like that, but not in the. I don't
No,
think that we
not
should
in
do
the
that
tavern.
in the tavern.
We can do that out around Sir Archibald.
Okay, so you're gonna take.
So we're gonna sit
inventory out
crisscross.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Figure out how many units of this flesh we got.
Pass bones down the line and tear flesh off, stick it in a bag.
We said, like, here's the flesh, here's the golden bones. People in the town just like walking by looking at us weirdly.
You can elect someone to roll how many units of flesh you have, because it's going to be 4d6 minus 2.
Can we each roll a d6?
Does the cooking skill have anything to do with this? It's
No, it
technically
doesn't.
preparing meat.
This has
Or
been
crafting.
cooked long ago.
I tried.
What about skinning? I don't have that either.
All right, you know what, Josh? Just roll 4d6 for us.
All right, I'm doing it.
Josh is gonna curse us.
I sure hope so. You have 8.
Oh my god, that sucked.
You're the one that told me to do it. You have 8 units of mellified flesh remaining.
And literally no idea how much this kid's got to eat to remove
We don't
her
even-
curse.
We don't even know if it removes curses. We know it makes you younger, which is concerning if we give this to a child, because then we have a baby with chaos magic.
Well, you can leave it.
I kinda wanna eat one.
No,
You can
I'm not
age
saying
her
Chaos
before
fetus.
she got the
I don't-
chaos magic.
No, I don't think this is like... It's not like time magic. Like, I think the chaos magic is attached to her soul.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ralgar, do you feel like any less witty or more witty or less empathetic or more empathetic, or do you feel like your physical body just changed?
I feel younger.
You feel
I do not
physically
feel like
younger.
my mind has changed. But I will say this. I guess my voice has to change a little bit too. But I will say this. You see, my master, he told me. What?
No, you just sound like
What
an
are you
anime
laughing
character. You sound like a really bad anime dub. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, rein it in.
Alright. I guess he didn't go to adolescent. He went to adult. So,
Yeah.
All right. Guys, everyone, listen.
Oh my god!
There is something you need to know. Okay. My master, he had said that 1 pound, or 1 unit, as sometimes we refer to it in this world, could cure any magical disease. And frankly, I think the only thing that could be affecting her at this point is a disease either of the mind or the soul caused by the chaos magic. This is the entire reason I wanted to go and fight this thing. So I think we need to try it. Because if it doesn't work, then we're shit out of luck with her. And I kind of told Velas that if it doesn't work, I would kill her. So,
Okay.
we should try it.
Then the other big bee elephant in the room, does anyone else want to get younger and healthier? I mean, I wasn't
I do.
as old as the old fart here, but
I mean, I'm an adult. I'm pretty old. And if he's feeling more energetic, I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I'm certainly willing to try it. According to... I forget his name. It's been a month.
Remember?
Roden, Collinfell? The old elf dude?
Kalman Rodenfell.
Kalman Rodenfell. Just goes mixing his name up. According to Kalman, the Phantom Dagger also darkened my soul some. So maybe this would give us some insight, if her soul is fucked up, how this takes into play. But I also just wouldn't mind feeling a little younger.
I mean,
I'm not as old as the wolf, but I've been kicking it around for over 100 years.
I'm still physically in pain from those birds, so I'm literally just gonna grab a piece of honey jerky. That actually sounds really good. I'm gonna have a piece, and if it doesn't feel like it makes me younger, I will have a second piece like Ralgar did.
We're
I'll
not
start
in the
with
town,
one
right?
piece. No,
We're not in the town?
We're not in the tavern. We're within the town's borders.
But not necessarily in line of sight of the town's
I'm
people.
assuming that you're still outside of the town since you haven't engaged with anybody and you stopped in order to take inventory and all that.
I'm
Okay.
going
Would it be
to
fair to
pull
say
out.
that of what we got out of here, we got 8 units out of there. We'll just split that and everyone gets 2. And I'm
Sounds-
assuming that my 2 are going to Lynn.
Yeah,
That sounds
Correct.
good to me.
correct assumption. Considering you've already consumed 2 with the lich, I'm gonna pull the crown on, and just be like testing 1, 2, 3.
Just on the side of the road.
We're not in the town.
All right, Velas places the crown on her head. Her eyes roll back so that you're seeing whites in her eyes, and she disappears into a dark void where you can only hear mumblings coming from her. Velas, you are experiencing a dark void where you are surrounded by floating crystals with voices. And Naed, the eldest and wisest, her voice echoes from the ruby. She says, "You have come back to us."
Yeah, we killed a honey lich, and we're trying to figure out if it's flesh. I really hate to think about it like that. Will do anything to remove the dark magic off of the kid. And since I've been told that I've got a darkness around my soul, I thought that maybe I could do an inventory check as I was eating some of this. I'm just going to call it honeycomb. And it might help to do a self-evaluation if I had more than one self doing the evaluation. So here goes bite number 1. And I'm just going to hi.
Yeah, I already started eating while she's putting the crown on.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna radio in someone. I'm wounded.
All
Hey,
damage to all attributes is removed from both of you.
I didn't have any damage. 'Cause
I
I'm
did.
awesome.
And Velas, you feel very little. Seems to have
Like she
little to no
feels like she's a
noticeable.
little person.
It sucks to be
It
an
has
elf
little to
because she
no-
lives for a long time.
It has little to no noticeable effect on you at all. It's quite delicious, and you feel sated, and like you are very full and very satisfied, a little bit focused and energized. For Gello, are you young adult or
I'm adult.
you're adult?
It just doesn't work on me because I'm an elf.
Vergello, it heals all of your damage and all of your ailments. It makes you feel sated and alert in the same way that it does Velas. And you de-age and become young again. You get an attribute point of your choice into one of the physical attributes. And you look like a late teenager now. Like a young adult.
It healed all my ailments. Did it heal my broken heart?
Not even a little bit.
No.
The sadness remains, which is a lot like what being a teenager is all about.
It feels my tummy, but I'm still sad inside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't feel any different. I guess.
Well, it makes sense.
that
If
I
it only
could
knocks.
eat this second piece, but
Or you could sell
Velas,
it
how old
for
are you?
A ton of money.
I'm younger than Ralgar.
But like,
I don't think
how
you could hear
old?
Adam because he was very quiet right there.
He said we could sell it for a lot of money. I don't know how effective that would be. It might be effective.
No
I
one's
would
gonna
much
buy
rather.
flesh.
Well, no one's gonna buy the flesh of a lich. Some people might buy magical candied jerky from a magical beast not described.
To answer your question, Bill, I'm like, I don't know, like 120.
Okay.
Still
If
younger
anything,
than like Adam, who's gone from
Oh.
old to adult.
right? But is that like the wolfmen don't live for over 100 years?
They have shorter
No, we live for about
lifespans than
60.
humans.
Yeah. So if you knock off like 10 years from you and 10 years for Adam and 10 years for me, like that 10 years is irrelevant to you. Congratulations, you're now just 100 instead of 110. Versus I'm no longer 30, I'm 20.
Yeah, I guess so.
That was my thinking about it. Josh doesn't like fun, so he's not going to explain it to us. So that's what I was thinking what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna swallow down this flesh and be like, well, I don't feel any older or younger. Does my soul feel any different?
You feel nothing other than what I told you.
Full, sated,
Quite
Slightly
delicious.
energized.
a little more focused, which just means I'm a little more pissed and a little more determined to get that fishing net recipe for my buddy. But at a later time, because we're in the middle of something, and I'm kind of gross, and I just ate flesh. I'll talk to y'all later.
They didn't even say anything.
Didn't even wait for it.
They had nothing to say. You popped in, did something that didn't work, and then left again.
And that's not the most Veloz thing ever. Well, I don't know if it's a Veloz thing. It's definitely like an
They're just like-
ADHD Amy thing, for
She's
sure.
just so much like her mother.
I was gonna say, I know the three of them are
I
sitting in the
swear,
crowd talking to each other like,
What? What just happened?
That one is truly hopeless. All right, so you're
Damn! That just hurts my feelings.
look. I didn't say it. The ancient immortal elves said it. All right, so you're all standing in the forest, and Velas has just put on the crown. Everybody
I'm chasing
track
the fail.
so that there's no ambiguity how many units of mellified flesh you still have in your inventory. Ralgar has 2 units, Velas has 1 unit, Grunrock has 2 units, Vergello has 1 unit. So you have 6 total between you.
Mellified lich flesh.
Check.
Yeah.
I don't know. After we took all the flesh off the bones, Josh, getting a better look at the gilded bones, do they truly look like they would be valuable?
Yeah, they've got
Like,
enough. They've got enough gold in them that as a collective, if you found a buyer for the whole thing, then as a collective like display piece in some mad wizard's tower, you could probably, for example, you could probably get a hefty price on the whole set. You could also just sell it for the weight of gold that's in it, because it's thin gilding, but there's a lot of it because there's a lot of bones. So if you were just even just taking the gold on its own, it would have a decent value.
Okay.
Can I roll lore to see if I recognize anything in the gilding of the bones?
Sure.
I just want to know if there's anything there, anything worth knowing.
Oh my
3
goodness.
successes.
The designs that are etched into the bones have magical significance, and they were probably part of the immortality ritual. He had to have his bones carved into and gilded while still alive as part of this ritual, which would have been incredibly painful.
Ralgar, where was that wizard guy that wanted to experiment on your little child?
Oh, that dickhead? Yeah, he was just on the other side of town in that tower over there. He's a sigilist.
He might really like this whole, golden skeleton guy.
Yeah, I don't know how much money he has, though, because he asked me for 10 silver to put Lynn in a state for 2 years. Like, he doesn't seem that rich.
Yeah, he might have something of equal value. That way we're not carrying around a whole golden dead corpse through the forest.
Yeah,
It wouldn't hurt to ask, is all I'm
him.
saying.
If we stay here in town, I can fix our armor. We can talk to the sigilist. You can get more arrows from that guy that really likes you. And then we can go somewhere else.
I have 1 silver. If we don't get any money from this guy, there's no way I'm getting any arrows. But, yes, let's do that.
All right. Do
we want to rest first or anything? I guess we're all pretty much doing all right.
You're all at full health.
Yeah.
With no ailments.
I took some hits after my last.
Grunrock,
Yeah.
Grunrock is pretty messed up. He's at 1. He's at 1 strength, I think. He's swollen and bee stung, while everybody else is like, I'm in the best shape of my life. All right.
I want
I
to.
love how every time I do that, Josh is like, "What?"
Do we want to go to the sigil? It's still what? It's daytime.
Yeah.
We did that whole thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Do some people want to go to the sigilist now with me?
I don't think he's
I'll
going to
go
like
with you.
seeing me. So I'm going to go back to the inn and I'm going to go talk to Lynn.
Okay. Who's
Okay.
going?
Yeah,
I'm going to Ralgar.
Yeah, come on, little guy.
All right.
All right.
Who's going where?
Me and Velas are going to the sigilist.
All right. Grunrock and Ralgar are going
Grunrock
to
and
the
I are
inn.
going to the inn.
All right, Grunrock, as soon as you walk into the inn, Lynn and Dahlia are going to come running over like, what happened? What happened? Oh, my goodness. And they're just going to be all over you and drag you.
And I'll say, tell them, Grunrock, tell them what happened.
Don't try to talk. Don't strain yourself. You're in distress.
Listen to the little guy.
Let us help. Yeah, the girls are going to take care of you, and mainly Dahlia. Lynn is mostly fascinated with asking intrusive questions about your experiences that you don't really want to talk about, and Dahlia is going to be trying to bandage you up, and she's also going to be she orders a drink and is trying to she gives you like a whiskey to take the edge off.
Does Lynn just have a bottomless purse when it comes to ordering drinks? Is that not Lynn, Dahlia? Is that just a part of her character?
All of her money goes towards alcohol now that she's had her first beverage.
She had some money. She
didn't drink for a long time, and then she had like a couple glasses of wine,
She
and
was working
that's
for
her
a rich
personality
lady,
now.
and she had a fair amount of silver starting out, and now she's
All right.
learning how to spend it getting drunk and getting her friends drunk. She's not hit the bottom of her coin purse yet. That's all I'm saying. Right. So while they are back at the inn, by the way, people are also swarming around because this is the most interesting thing that's happened in months here, and they are all asking tons of questions about what happened.
All right, in that case, I'm just gonna say, everybody, back off. I promise we will tell you the full story. But first, I have to take care of my little goblin friend.
Dahlia says, Ralgar, your fur, it's so luxurious. And she starts like stroking your arm.
I just get like, I shiver a little bit when she touches me.
What happened out there?
It is a good story. We should retreat to our rooms.
Okay. Meanwhile, Vergello and Velas, you're heading across town to oh yeah, the tavern is called the Hive, by the way.
Of course it is.
You're heading across town to see let's see.
The wizard,
Yeah, I'm checking his name.
The sigilist.
Gary.
It's a sigilist is different from a wizard. Sigilists use magic inks to inscribe runes and such that have their own power.
So he's a nerd.
One sec, sorry.
Really
He's the
good
nerd
book,
of
by
the
way.
nerds. The sigilist?
It's called Blood and Ink. It's by Kevin Hearn, same guy that wrote the Tales of Pell and the Iron Druid series. But really good series about a sigilist. Teaches you a lot about like what that even is, and it makes
What was it called? What was it called again?
It's called Blood and Ink. I'm pretty sure. Paper and Blood. Well, Paper and Blood is the second one. What's the first one called? Come on, chat, help
Let's
me out
see.
here.
It's the Ink and Sigil series.
That it is.
The first one's just called Ink and Sigil. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sorry.
there are 4 words between the 2 books, and I got 2 of the words, just one from each book.
That
Sorry
sounds
for the
cool, so I
delay.
added it to my wish list.
All right, so it's Oros, the sigilist. He has a rundown tower on the outskirts of town that is semi-crumbling, and Velas and Vergello are going to go up to it. It's now getting towards evening, so the sun is getting low. You give it a knock, knock, knock.
Knock, knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
You hear footsteps approach. He opens the heavy wooden door, which creaks quite loudly, and he says, "Oh, hello. You're with that mad wolf that came into town, aren't you?"
Part of a traveling troubadour, as it were. You are Oros, the sigilist?
Indeed.
We recently came by an interesting specimen that we honestly wanted to give you.
Girl. I already
No,
spoke to her.
no. Not talking about her. We're actually talking about, and I pull out the gilded skull of the skeleton.
His eyes light up a bit. He's like, "What is that?"
A fantastic specimen. Runic carvings all over the whole skeleton, of which we have all 206 bones, by the way. Gilded in gold.
Open my backpack.
May I?
And
He holds out a hand.
sure.
All right.
I handed the skull.
Interesting. Quite delicate. It's beautiful in a macabre sort of way. He hands it back.
Thank you. Would you be interested in purchasing this piece? If not for decoration, the runes alone might be of interest to you.
Let me look more closely, please. Yeah, this guy's rolling dice. Hold on.
I really wanna like lay on the
He studies
like
the
charm.
He studies the shape. The way these look, they look like sort of polished, clean bone, but there's grooves in the shape of twisting magical runes carved in, and all of those grooves are filled with gold leaf, so that it has like gold lines all over it running in crazy directions, and it's very detailed and very intricate. He studies it, and he's a sigilist. He's immediately going to recognize that this is runes of magical significance. He got 3 successes on his lore roll, so he's looking at this thing with some understanding of what it is for, and a very serious expression watches over his face, and he goes, "I can't believe it. I've heard tales of such things, but perhaps this was a failed attempt to create some sort of an immortal being."
I'm just gonna cut my eyes over to Vergello.
These are binding runes. These are life runes. Life-giving, necromantic runes. This is fascinating. Fascinating.
I imagine a man with your reputation and caliber dealing with runes and magic and sigils of all sort could easily decipher what this being did wrong, should something had gone wrong, and sell this knowledge on its own or duplicate it. I couldn't tell you what you should do with this magic, but
would you be willing to part with it if I could pay you a fair price? I would love to study the markings more closely and understand the magic within.
Well, we could be willing to part with it. What's
License the IP, don't sell it.
what's yeah, if any of us were sorcerers, what sort of fair price were you thinking?
Well, you're going to have some difficulty finding a buyer, I'll tell you that, because not but a sigilist or a necromancer is going to have interest in such a specimen. But to me, this is worth more than its mere weight in gold. I would offer you...
That's a lot of ones.
That looks like it's worth less than its mere weight in gold. I would tell him, see, I've picked up these bones, and they honestly feel like they weigh more.
I rolled so low
Than
that's
that.
basically its weight in gold. Hold on.
I was gonna say, as someone who works,
He said, hold on. He said, hold on.
with gold.
All right.
And I manipulate him into rolling again.
No, I got it.
Josh is trying to figure the lowest number he can give us without having to roll
Without being
again.
completely unfair.
He will offer you 25 silver. 2.5 gold for the entire skeleton.
Do I know what it's worth in gold would be?
I mean, we've seen all the gilding.
Its worth in pure gold would be about 2/3 of that. If you were to just extract all the gold and melt it down, probably. It would make like almost 2 gold coins, probably. If you were to scrape out all the gold leaf, melt it down.
versus 2.5 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, unfortunately, that feels a little too low. We can easily lug this onto the next wizard tower we see. I'm sure someone might be able to do more with it. Though they might have much respect for the rune craft, since you are a sigilist. We are really looking to get more than, just half a gold more than it's worth in gold.
Come now, Vergello, if the man doesn't have money, he's not got money, but perhaps he can trade in money on something else. He seems to be a magic man. Perhaps he can make things more interesting.
What sort of proposal are you proposing? I got halfway through that sentence and realized there was no way out of it.
I need a clip of it.
It's fine.
I believe my friend is proposing a trade in any perhaps magical artifacts you might have, along with some nice gold to go our way.
Well, I don't very well just have treasures lying around my tower. I offered you a fair price for what you have there. Aside from that, I've only the knowledge inside my head.
Can I do an insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Can I also do an insight check?
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps even like a scouting roll to like, we're inside of his house, just to like look around and see if I spot anything that's I think would be of
If you do a
value.
scouting roll, he'll be aware that you do it. You'll be pacing around looking at things.
No, see nothing.
So far, you're still standing in his doorway having this conversation.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't remember us going in his house.
My bad, but I still got one success.
All right. One success on the insight. You think that you don't detect any deception in him claiming not to have just mountains of wealth lying around. You get the feeling that he's being truthful about his ability to pay for this thing. You don't think you don't get the feeling that he's withholding a major secret with regard to his wealth. He says, I'll tell you what. I've been here for some time. I came to this village and stayed in this village because it seems to have a strange enchantment about it. A life-sustaining property. And I have remained here to do my research for many years, and to be truthful, I'm somewhat older than I may look. He looks old to you. He's older than old, apparently, if he's to be believed. In my time here, I've heard rumors, tales of strange things, but not being the adventuring sort myself, I remain in my tower, doing my research, testing my magics, and rarely venturing out into the world. But you seem like the sort who might be interested in tales of lost treasures and strange places, Perhaps you could agree to my purchase price, and I could also tell you what I've heard about a ruin with an ancient, forgotten treasure, not too far from here.
Can I inside check him?
Mm-hmm.
Push for 2 rumors.
Is he talking out of the side of his mouth?
He's grinning a bit, and you think maybe he actually has something that he's itching to tell you.
Can
I'll look at yellow.
Can we at least know what this treasure is?
I can only tell you the rumors I've heard.
What say you, Vergello?
I would at least like to know what the rumors say. The last thing I would want to do is to dive into some bee-filled dungeon.
Oh, how dreadful. Bees, what could only make it worse would be zombies.
I can't very well tell you everything for free, but I will say that it is a lost relic of the dark god known as the Nightwalker. They say that there was an adventurer in these parts who worshipped him and had a great treasure that was some sort of holy relic of their strange, I don't suppose you could even call it an order, and that he took it to a place nearby that now lies in ruins. I could help you find it by telling you what I've heard about its location, but they also say it might be haunted. Tell you what, I'll tell you what I know about this haunted ruin and the relic it contains, and you agree to the purchase price for the skeleton.
And what was the original purchase price again?
25 silver.
2.5.
27
gold.
silver? Oh, okay. I thought you said 27 silver for some
25.
reason.
2.5 gold.
God, I could have sworn he said 247 silver.
I mean, I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, I look at Velas and kind of give each other a nod and like, all right, man, you got yourself a deal.
We'll just start slowly unpacking skeletal bits.
He'll gesture you're getting honey all over his floor. He's gonna gesture towards a large wooden chest. He'll open it up, take everything out of it, and say, "Place it all right here."
Did he take out anything interesting?
Some pajamas.
What size? Just gonna
Magic.
Purple pajamas with little bells on them.
All right.
with little Bill. Okay, sorry.
He says to put it all there, and when it's securely under lock and key in his chest, he'll tell you what he knows. Fetch you the payment.
Sounds good to
Do
me.
the thing.
All right.
Go.
You place it all in the chest. He waves his hand over it, and runes that were previously hidden flash on the chest for a second. He will go to a desk in another part of the room, hand you a pouch of coin, counting out 25 silver into a pouch, hand it over to you. And he'll tell you what he has heard. He says that in the period prior to the Blood Mist, during the Alder Wars, there was a prison called Fort Fang built on the banks of Lake Varda, which is a shortish distance here, well within a day or two's travel to the west. That was a prison, a privately operated prison built by a trading company that would promise to look after prisoners on behalf of the lords and nobles of other nearby settlements. And during that time, the land was ravaged by war. And so this was a place where when people had prisoners of war that they wanted to hold for ransom but didn't want to drag with them from military site to military site on their campaigns, they would drop them off here, pay this guy to watch them and guard them, and then come back to get them and sell them back for ransom later. So this guy was basically a war profiteer who built this private prison dungeon on the shores of the lake where people could approach it by boat or by road. And it was a fortified castle. And it was surrounded by a graveyard because people would stop there and drop off their prisoners and bury their dead during the times of the war. There was a famous prisoner that was sent there who termed himself some sort of high priest of the Nightwalker, who claimed to have in his possession an hourglass filled with black sand that, when smashed upon the ground, could reverse time at some cost to the person breaking it. Whatever that means. And that a prisoner in its possession was taken there to rot in the dungeon, and his treasure was found to be even more valuable than the prisoner himself. And the warden of the keep was tasked with keeping the treasure. But at some point, before the prisoner could be retrieved, the Alder Wars ended, the Blood Mist set in, and the place fell to ruin when the spirits of the restless dead from the war awakened from the graveyard and killed everyone inside the fortress. And now for hundreds of years, no one's been able to approach it because it's been guarded by the dead. But it is said that that treasure, which was being held there, still lies somewhere inside. It's called Fort Fang, and it's on the shores of the lake, and he will give you details about how to locate it. He says it's crumbled and it's overgrown, and it's built in the shelter of some rocky cliffs on the shore of the lake. And most people don't know the legend of the artifact, and just steer clear of it because they know that it's haunted and that it's full of pissed off dead from the Alder Wars, as well as pissed off spirits of prisoners. He will give you rough directions to get to it. if it is indeed real and these directions are legitimate, you can get there in less than 2 days' journey. And it should be on the shores of a great lake as well.
Sounds great.
Okay? All right. He'll wish you
What
luck.
do you two do next?
Thank you. Thank you for your luck.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you have a great time exploring the magic within these bones.
Oh, I intend to. Thank you very much. Now get out of my tower. I'm very tired.
You got it, boss. We're out.
That's a pretty good wrapping point. Do you want to go back to the tavern and have any words while I pull up the... Why don't you go back to the tavern and exchange words in private while I pull up the experience stuff?
Okay.
Does anybody else feel like we just inadvertently made a second honey lich?
I hope that is
100%.
far in the future. I hope that so far in the future, the only person whose problem it's going to be is Velocus. Because
I'm
the
gonna
three of
come
us will be
across this
dead.
guy, and he's gonna be all angry, and I'll be like, "Look, bro, you got to be a lich because of me. I brought you the bones."
Did we dividing up that silver? It was 25 silver. So 6 to each of us, and I'll take the extra one because I'll buy some more arrows.
I don't really care.
If people have objections, that's fine. I was just trying to. There was an extra silver.
I don't care. You can have it.
All right. Yeah, do it. Everybody update your money. All right. You've just arrived back in the tavern, and we'll start up there next time, so you have time to rest and discuss what you
I have a
wanna do
whopping
next.
6 silver.
You're rich. Rich beyond all
I've got 8.
belief.
That's more than I've ever had. So yeah, I'm kind of rich beyond my beliefs.
All right.
What sucks is I have an embroidered calfskin glove worth 1 gold. I also have that healing bag that's worth. It just says very valuable is all I wrote. Plus 2 to heal, which would be great to keep, but we're so poor. Like, I don't think we have an option to keep artifacts at this point.
I've also got the bee statue, and we've got the
You have a lot of treasures.
Pins.
bee
And
pins.
I've got a candelabra that's worth a gold.
We gotta find a place to sell some stuff.
We need
I have a
town.
bag of shiny rocks.
It's just shiny. They're not worth anything.
I mean, you know.
Well, you
you've
don't
been
have a
to-
bag.
They look like gold.
You've here. Let's see. Let's have a look. See over here on Map Town. So you are aware of the Hollows, which is now becoming a bustling trade town. Lingmel, Wellspring, and Mistwall. All of which are better places to sell stuff than where you be now. Wolfsbelly Inn, maybe.
Back to Mistwall,
Amber's
sounds
Peak.
good.
Amber's Peak is another place that's a huge town, but you know.
Stop saying places we're not allowed to go.
Yeah,
It's not my
realistically,
fault
the
you
only
can't
place
go literally anywhere.
the only place we could technically go is the Hollows for a very short time frame with Veloz disguising herself, and that's it.
Yeah.
We could go
Sure.
back
Also go
to
outside of
Wellspring.
town and send your wolf in.
Or you could go exploring and sell stuff the next time you find a real town.
We could go back
Yeah.
to Wellspring and just go by our aliases, or we could explore and try to find
Yeah, I say we
another
just
center of commerce.
There's also that town up north that the dying guy, we dropped him at the gates.
that was
and buggered
that's the
out.
Wellspring.
Oh yeah, good. There.
All
We
right.
can go to the Wolf's Belly Inn with the people who try to traffic us.
You have a lot of places you could go now because you have a lot of viable places you could go that you've been before if you want to sell things, but you also have hooks to other places.
I say we keep exploring. It's also going to really depend on what happens with the girl when she eats the magic jerky.
Did you participate in the game session? If so,
Yes.
gain an experience. Did you travel through a hex that you've not explored before? No. Did you discover a new adventure site? No. Did you defeat one or more monsters? Yes. Everybody gets another one. Did you find a treasure worth a gold or more? Yes. Everybody gets another one. Build a function on your stronghold. Did you activate your pride?
I did.
Adam did.
Did you suffer from your dark secrets? No. I don't think any of them were relevant this session. Did you risk your life for another player character?
Yeah, it's Hank. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. I know Aimee
also-
came
Hank did
back
for
for
sure.
me, but like Hank dove on the first set of skeletons, then he re-engaged with combat
Oh,
to
yeah.
take out the second
Hank
set of
gets
Yeah.
it, so does
like,
Aimee.
Or
Because
the
she
same
turned
set.
around. She was at the exit to the dungeon. She ran back into range of the bee
Yep.
swarm to help you. Hank
I
and
was
Aimee
gonna
were
fight
both
for Hank,
heroes.
but I appreciate it.
I'm here for them both getting it.
Yeah, they get it. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Any nominees? I mean, there were the most extraordinary actions were the things we already gave an experience for, which was running back to save people.
I mean, I really liked Adams biting the dude's flesh off, like,
And learning that like it had magical properties
and then
because
healing
him,
from it. Like, I
because
think
him
that's
doing
worthy.
that like helps him like help them learn and survive.
All right, Adam, you get the moment of the night for biting flesh off of the lich in the middle of the fight. All right, that's XP for everybody. Thank you for
That's
watching.
still a lot of XP.
Oh, yeah.
I only get 3. I only get 3.
Bill did something potentially terrible for the world, and I'm here for it. Creating
I'll
a
get
win lich.
I'll get that XP whenever he becomes a honey lich.
I really had multiple moments this session where I thought people were dead, and nobody was dead. Those dodge rolls were really iffy. We were like 1 or 2 dice away from people just getting stung to death by bees or mobbed by skeletons or whatnot. So that was pretty tense. But GG everybody. Thank you.
At one point, I genuinely started building my next character.
It was pretty close. The two of you both managing to dive out with 1 health left each from the bee swarm was big.
I've got to repair our armor.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise,
Yeah,
we
we're
lose
gonna-
it.
crashed.
If
You
it
can
gets-
do
We're
it
gonna
with
be here the
crafting
rest of
rolls,
the week.
or you can pay somebody in a town to do it. You could find somebody here to fix it up for you.
My
for a
crafting
price.
skill is 6. I roll 6 dice for crafting.
You could probably fix it on your own. Then that's what it's for. It takes a quarter day to repair an item, and your success is undo damage. So that's the main thing the crafting skill is for, and we haven't used it a ton so
Do
far.
failures have a potential to like permanently break the item?
No, they don't. It mostly just takes up more time. If you fail, I'll double check the crafting rules before next time because it's been a while since I read them. So yeah, we're gonna be back on our normal schedule of playing every other week. So we'll be playing again on
And
the 28th.
next week we'll be playing Baldur's Gate.
Yes, so a couple of things. Several updates on the channel for anybody still watching. So we're going to be back in a rhythm of playing this every 2 weeks, and we will post the schedule on YouTube when we have a stream coming up. But this will be every other Monday, unless you hear otherwise. On in-between weeks, we're going to have random Baldur's Gate nights that may or may not be posted. You'll just see us go live randomly, because we're just going to hop on when we're all free and play Baldur's Gate. We're doing it multiplayer, and most of us have not played very much of the game outside of that, so we're stumbling.
I will not be building furniture in the background on the next one. I'm sorry,
you
y'all.
should be. It makes the game a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's more interesting than, triggering traps.
Next thing
Or triggering traps.
is we haven't made any official posts about this, although I've alluded to it. Craig Shipman of Third Floor Wars, who has a bigger channel than this with a big Forbidden Lands campaign, who also runs a bunch of other things and interviews people in the industry. He is going to come onto our channel and DM a couple of sessions of Blades in the Dark with us. So several of us are going to be players, including myself, and Craig's going to come DM Blades in the Dark for us, which none of us have ever played. I've got the book, and we're all brushing up on it to get ready. That's going to be, I think we're going to be playing that on Thursday nights, starting in about 4 weeks. So stay tuned for that. We'll post the schedule as it's coming up so people have a heads up about it. But we're going to have Blades in the Dark. We're going to have Forbidden Lands continuing. We're going to have Baldur's Gate nights. And long term, spoiler alert, and this is the first time I've said anything about this publicly, I'm going to be running some Ars Magica on the channel later this year. I'm putting a campaign together The only person in this group who's going to be playing that is Bill, who's also the only person in this group who's not in the Blades in the Dark game.
Yep.
And my wife Jessica is going to play, as is another friend of ours who's never been on the channel, my friend Sean. And we're going to do some Viking-themed Ars Magica, and it's going to be awesome. We've played it before. Several of us have played it before, but it's been many years, and it's a super cool game. Takes a certain type of person to appreciate it. It is not an easy game to get into, but it's very cool.
It's literally one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's a spreadsheet simulator of a game, but it is very cool. So later this year, there's going to be Ars Magica. I'm going to be posting other RPG review videos and all that stuff. I'm doing like 50 different things for this channel. So stay tuned.
So stick around.
Stick around. We're going to be posting all kinds of stuff, but our main thing is
encourage your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we are almost at 500 subscribers.
Yeah, we're about to hit 500 subs, which is cool. So, yeah, Elric, Ars Magic is awesome. You should tune in.
Let us know what you like too.
Yeah.
Let us know what you like.
Yeah, we're trying lots of different stuff and also just have fun.
If you hate my voice, comment.
Have a good night. All right.
I'll do it louder.
Don't do it. Don't do it.